again, this is the first review. I'm not going to do much of this review because there's plenty of these ones out there already. I just want to enter my 2 cents worth. The BAE Hawk T.1A 1/32 scale from Revell. I have the big head set for this, and you'll see that in a minute. First thing I'm going to start with is the clear parts, which are actually in this bag with some other parts. As you can see, it's in red plastic. I'll have a word about that in a minute when I come to them. Now, I'm not going to get these out of the bag just yet because I'm going to keep them in the bag, but they're nice and clear. And again, people have said about this, there's no centre seam line on the main canopy. Revell seem to have done it, other people seem to can't. And when you talk about Tamiya and Hasegawa and that, centre seam lines, you know, I mean, these can do it, why can't they? So that's that piece there. All the lights, bits and pieces are on there. Again, I'll go through it when I've got them out of the packet and I'm actually building it. We've got 2 frames identical here, as you can see. Basically the seat, the wheels and the exhaust tube for the jet. Put those to one side. Now, actually, no I won't, I'll just say one thing about these. The wheels, the main wheels, don't look right. The hubs don't look right. I'm not sure. I'm going to have a look at that. See if I can get some close-up shots of the hub on the actual Hawk itself. But I don't think they're right. They don't look right. They look completely different to some of the shots I have. So I'm going to have to check that out. And the next bag we have is the one with the fuselage and a few other bits and pieces in it. Alright, well done up. Let's get that tape off there, it's just holding it in place. There we go. Turn those over. Right, now first thing you notice out the bag is it's got this. Mine seems to be quite shiny. Other people said they've got that sort of matty finish on it, but I've also got. Is that? No, look. You see, it's got a warped frame in it. Oh, it's typical. It's been warped. Anyway, that can be sorted out later on. The plastic on this seems to be fairly smooth. There's other ones I've seen in other reviews, it's got this sort of matte finish to it. It's got a sort of texture to it. This one doesn't seem to have it. It's very smooth. Anyway, a red plastic. I was going to say about this. Oh, you can see it on here. The tail fin is. Oh no, not again. Oh dear. I've just seen it. I've got this piece on the tail plane here. It's like a flow mark. One side's a matte colour, the other side's a gloss on it, and it's. I had this problem with the motorbike sidecar from Wallace and Gromit. When I sprayed over it, I actually got. It was like she turned out like a camouflage pattern on it in gloss paint. That's gonna have to have a real good coat of primer on it before this is done. And I can see it several other places on my particular kit. There's flow lines halfway around here. Some people say it doesn't affect it, but it does. I've found it does affect the finish on the aircraft. Here again, we've got another flow line here, but it might be a stress line because the canopy, the main fuselage actually curves in and out here. And if you look at where it is, it's actually right on the bend of the sprue. So I think I've got a bit of a warp in that one, and may have one in the upper surface of the wing. That's going to have to. I'm going to have to check that out later on. But getting on with the red plastic. Again, not a bit of a warp at the end here, but I don't think that's. Now that's straight. That fuselage is. This fuselage size is straight. It's just the this piece going around here that's warped. Anyway, get on with this red plastic. I know why they've done it. This could be part of a kit that a younger modeller who's not very good with paints and that could build straight out the box and have a nice red arrows finish when he's done it without any painting or much painting at all. And the price is within their price budget. You know, mum or dad could go out and buy it for their kid, and to build with not too much outlay. That's why they've done it in the red plastic. For purists that want grey plastic or white plastic models, moulding in, it's just a question of priming this in grey. Simple matter, very easy done. I'm going to put that upside down there. Other pieces, the fins again on this side. I'm just checking in the light. I can see it in the light. No problem with those parts. There's no flashing on it whatsoever, so that's not an issue. All the pin marks are on the inside of parts. Again, I think you can see here, I don't know whether you can see that in there, but you've got the panel line coming across here and you've got the flow line going across there making a little X. I know a few people have told me, don't worry about them, they won't show, but they'll find they do. So it's something I'm going to have to deal with. Next bag, this is the third bag, or fourth bag, because of the clear parts are in a separate bag. There is no parts being taken off of this. Again, I've got one of those flow lines all over it, and different grades of plastic. I've got smooth and I've got rough plastic on the same item. Again, all the pin marks are in the base. That's quite a deep one there, isn't it? Well, it shouldn't matter too much. They're all recessed. Yeah, they're all recessed pin marks, so nothing sticking above, so that's not a problem. Again, we've got a nice warped sprue here. Just trying to check the back edge of the wing. I can't really see it properly. It looks straight anyway, so there's no warps in the wing, I don't think. I'll probably know that when I come to it. Again, another little sprue with the ventral fins, which are quite thin. But I've seen people, they've sanded these down even thinner. There's nice raised detail on the cockpit if you want to paint them, or put the decals on them and put a lot of microsol or microset onto it and really get them sucked into the dials, and they'll come out quite nicely. Again, no flash. These look a bit weird. They don't look right, but never mind. We'll find out where they're going. These are a couple of air scoops on the top of the fuselage. They don't look the right shape. From all my investigation on the internet and books and all that, they just don't look right. I'll have to check those out as well. But again, loads of flow lines over this particular mouldings. Cockpit basically, and a lot of photo etch on there. I do know that this particular part here, which goes on the top of the fuselage, and it's I think it's part of the air intake for the engine. It's supposed to be round. It's supposed to be round in here. It starts off round from the back here and comes up and goes to as flat top square as it is here, but underneath here is actually a curved section. I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but I might do something about that. I don't know. We'll check that out later. Again, all the parts seem to be there. A lot of the sprues seem to be warped. I'm not sure why. We've got the cockpit floor here again, loads of flow lines in it. Well, that's about it for my the plastic parts. Like I said, I'm not going into too much detail. There's plenty out there will tell you about this. Only problem I've seen here is a lot of my parts are actually warped, so there's a lot of work involved in that. The instructions, typical Revell, gear up down, putting decals on the consoles and all that sort of thing in here, times, optional extras. Make sure you cut out holes in certain places for certain aerials and other bits and pieces. Typical timing on this, I don't know why they put that on there. As it's for the younger ones that say, look, leave this 20 minutes to dry before going on. There's one thing I did want to check. I forgot to check that on my one. There is a flap cut line on the inside of the plastic here. There is a cut line for the flaps if you want to drop the flaps down. It's a lot of work because you have to build up the edge of the flap and redo the aerofoil section on it, and there's a slat on it as well, so there's quite a bit of work to do to get the flaps to work properly, for the flaps down I should say, but it is possible to do. Yeah, it's all standard Revell. The back call out again, this says it's a BS standard 381 red arrows, red, or as in this case signal red they say, and it's 381 on here. Extra acrylics do one a red arrows paint, but looking at the BS number, it's actually 357. So, but as in Flory Models, he done his, and it turned out very orangey red rather than the deep red arrows red. So I think the extra acrylics they've named it red arrows, but it's not actually the red arrows red. It's off. So that's something we'll have to look into as well. But that's the Revell 1/32 hook. Nice kit for the price. I noticed the prices have actually gone up since I bought this one. They're around about £22 now, most of them. Although you still hunt around, you can get it for less than that. But a lot of them will actually put their prices up because it's been proved to be a very popular model.